CNH stands for value, quality, and reliability. That's true for every new product that comes off the assembly line and for every remanufactured product that carries the CNH name, including clutches. These remanufactured products aren't just repaired or rebuilt. They undergo an extensive process that ensures they comply with the exact original equipment specifications. The only way to understand just how thorough this process is to watch it in action at our Springfield, Missouri remanufacturing facility. Old clutches arrive at the center and are immediately pre-washed to remove any major dirt and grime. This allows for initial inspection and makes them easier to handle. Discs are then disassembled by machine. The inner rivets are removed so the hub can be separated from the disc. Another machine then takes additional rivets out to remove the friction material, 100% of which is discarded. Still another machine disassembles the inner hub. An air chisel helps remove rivets so the hub and retainer can be separated. The plate, hub, and retainer are all inspected to meet OEM criteria for reuse. If not, they're tossed. The disc plates are then washed and put on a table and clamped down. Nuts, adjusting screws, and pins are taken out of the levers, and then the levers are removed. Rivets are taken out of the center. The cover is removed and parts are separated for cleaning. Once the plate is off, a critical measurement takes place. Gauges set to OEM specs evaluate how much wear has occurred on the plate and whether it's thick enough to be machined for assembly. The covers and plates are then hung on a tree in this machine to go through what's called wheel abrasion. As the parts rotate on the tree, steel shot is then blasted through to remove any rust. Clutch discs are thinner than plates, and steel shot would ping them, ultimately causing them to warp in the field. That's why discs are shot with zinc beads, which are softer, not as aggressive, and deflects on the material being cleaned. Clutch plates are then machined by the CNC lathe or this large Blanchard grinder until the plate has a uniform, flat, smooth surface. The height is then measured to be sure it meets OEM specs. If not, a new plate is needed. The plate is then dipped in a preservative so that it doesn't rust. The clutch is now ready to be reassembled. The hub is attached to the disc. Knives come down and crimp the rivets where the retainer is hooked to the disc. The center hub is then attached. An outer cover is then riveted down to the hub and plate to make them one unit. Then the friction material is riveted on. A final check is made for flatness. A series of gauges are set for OEM specs for various clutch part numbers. The gauge is set against the plate, and when the disc is spun, if the gauge doesn't move, it means this is a good flat clutch disc. At the assembly table, different size rings are used to simulate the flywheel and to get lift on the levers, just as it operates in the field. The clutch is then built back up. The levers and adjusting screws are put on with a gauge measuring to ensure compliance with OEM specs. The plate is clamped down and the level height measured to ensure it has the right liftoff in the machine. Covers, springs, spring cups, levers, and adjusting screws are also reassembled. Then another test. A rod comes up, pulls down on the levers to make sure load and liftoff pressure on the levers meet OEM specs. Then a balancing test is conducted. If out of balance, this machine will drill out small notches in the cover. Then it's a matter of packaging the remanufactured clutch assembly and shipping it to market. Remanufactured clutches are a value alternative that is far superior to repairing or rebuilding. But as we've seen, not all remanufacturing is the same. CNH remanufactured clutches meet exact OEM specifications as a result of rigorous testing, inspection, highly sophisticated equipment, and an obsession with quality control through every step of the process. Only CNH remanufactured clutches have the quality and dependability to be worthy of the CNH name.